Hey there, I'm Tyler Lunsford and you're watching a review of Julio Montoro's Everyday Magic Kit for social media. What is up, beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look on the channel at my past reviews. Now, if you are new here, then welcome. Thank you for stopping by and spending some time in today. I really do appreciate it because you didn't have to, but you clicked on my face and I'm glad you did. And as a reward for clicking on my face, I'm going to tell you some information about the Everyday Magic Kit. I'm super excited to talk about this. I love visual magic, I love Julio Montoro, but I do have some things that you will want to stick around for this whole review and listen to so you can get the full 360, all the information. You get everything. That's what we do here. We tell you about magic tricks. I don't know who's we. I tell you about magic tricks, and you decide if you want to get them or not based on the information that I tell you. We're a great place here on YouTube. We do all sorts of stuff. Magic reviews. Also, why did this just turn into an elevator pitch? I don't know. We'll go with it. We do all sorts of stuff here on the Tyler Lunsford Magic YouTube channel. We do magic reviews. We do head-to-head reviews. We do interviews. All sorts of views. We do magician news. Maybe I should start calling it the magician views so it fits with the theme. Anyways, that's all this. We do all sorts of stuff here and plenty more, and I hope you will stick around and look at the other videos I have on the channel, because this is a place that I want to be an entertainment hub for magicians, and also somewhere where you can come and be informed about magic and just have fun, relax about your day, learn some things about magic, or be entertained with the magician news. Whatever you like to do, then that's what you can do here. But I'm going to quit rambling. I really am. But if you would like to help support the channel, it would mean the world to me. You can check me out on Patreon, or you can check out TylerLunsford.com. Free worldwide shipping on all the merchandise there. It really would mean the world to me if you just check that out. If you can't afford to, or you're not in the position to do that, I totally get it. Just thanks for being here anyways, and I really do appreciate it. Just being here. So, without further ado, let's get into this video right now. One more thing before this video does get started, I do want to say this product was sent to me by Abstract Effects to be reviewed, but they actually don't sell this product on their website. They're not a full retailer of magic, which means they only sell their own stuff, so you know that you're truly getting an unbiased review right now when you watch this video, because they don't even sell this product. They're helping me out with the channel, helping me buy some more magic so that way I can do these reviews for you guys and put out more reviews for you guys. So thanks so much to Abstract Effects for helping me out, and hopefully you get something out of this video as well. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. First off, you need to know what actually is the Everyday Magic Kit. Well, when it comes to social media magic and virtual magic shows, visual magic is key. Now, thanks to Julio Montoro, you can grab an incredible magic kit designed exclusively to help you produce mind-blowing magic content and gain new followers on your social media. Julio Montoro has built a reputation for producing insanely visual magic tricks for TikTok and Instagram, and has compiled 6 of his best magic tricks into one special social media magic kit. The Everyday Magic Kit includes McFlurry, Share the Candy, Flash Money, Toothpaste, Cherry Passion, and Zoom. McFlurry is the visual transformation of a McDonald's Coke cup into a McFlurry, and you'll swear it looks like a camera trick. Share the Candy is a bestseller from Julio Montoro's lectures. This amazing effect allows you to visually separate a pack of Skittles into 2 smaller packs that can then be shared with your audience. Flash Money. With just a little shake, you can magically transform a receipt into a bill with this remarkably visual magic trick that doesn't require any cover or sneaky moves. Toothpaste. Even your daily routine can become magical with this amazing effect where toothpaste instantly appears on your toothbrush. Cherry Passion. One of the most unique effects in this social media magic kit, which allows you to change the color of multiple condoms in a fun way. Zoom. This is the visual transformation of the size of a playing card, where you go from a large playing card to a smaller playing card, and this is one of Julio's most requested effects since it was posted on his Instagram. Since all of these effects in the Everyday Magic Kit were specially designed for social media and video magic, you can see them all in action in the video. What will you be receiving if you decide to purchase Everyday Magic Kit? Well, you get some supplies included in the box. Now, you do have to make these gimmicks yourself, but you do get some supplies included. There are a couple things you have to go out and buy, but I will be talking about that. You also get an instructional video online that's over an hour long. It's about an hour and 20 minutes where Julio walks you through how to perform all of these and how to construct all of them, so that way you get an in-depth walkthrough on how to do everything. Now that you know what the Everyday Magic Kit is and what you'll be receiving, let's talk about some more questions you may have, such as how difficult is it to perform? How difficult are these effects to do? They're actually super easy. Pretty much all of them are beginner level. You can do these. They're all gimmick stuff, so once you actually, practice it a little bit, the gimmick pretty much does all the work for you. You just got to make sure you practice it in the mirror, make sure it looks good, but the actual action of executing these changes and these transformations and these visual, astonishments, it's super easy to do. How I'm going to go about this review is reviewing it in sections. I'm going to review these in the individual tricks at a time and kind of talk about things that I like, things that I don't like, kind of like a lecture, because this is a magic kit. There's multiple tricks included. I can't just group all of them into the same, section, because they don't all have the same answers. So with all that said, let's start out by talking about Cherry Passion. Cherry Passion is the name of the condom effects that are with this magic kit. You can either change a single condom front and back. You can change it so it can be blue, then be pink, or whatever. You can show both sides, or you can have like a big row of them, right? You can hold 4 of them and then change all 4 of them. And that one, the angles are a little bit different than that. They're not 360. The angles are about 180 for that one. People can't see behind you. Now, this is going to probably take you about 20 minutes to build in total, maybe 25 minutes. It depends on how experienced you are with gimmick building. It's so tough for me to be able to actually tell you how long it's going to take you to build something, just because I love building gimmicks. It's something I do for fun. So trying to say I've built a lot of gimmicks, and so it's like trying to be like, hey, this is going to take you 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 25 minutes. I try to give a baseline, so I'm going to say this will probably take about 20-25 minutes for an average gimmick builder on this to build both of these gimmicks. And it does use some delicate materials, but that is included in this packaging. Now, something I didn't like about this is that you do have to actually go out and buy the condoms for this effect if you want to perform it. Now you have to go out, you have to buy the condoms, you have to make the gimmick and stuff, and all of these you have to make, but I'll get into some more details about that later. But just keep in mind, you will be having to go out and buy the condoms yourself. They do not come in this packaging. One more quick thing, it's not examinable, obviously, because these are all gimmicked magic tricks. So the condom change can't be examined without some sort of a move to get rid of the current one you have to switch it out for another one. Next, let's talk about McFlurry. McFlurry is a really cool visual effect. It's going to look great for your social medias. You're going to have a McFlurry cup, or you're actually not going to have a McFlurry cup yet. You're going to have a Coke cup, a little small cup from Burger King or something or whatnot. And it's probably yay tall, yay. People still say that, yay tall. It's probably going to be about this tall, probably a medium Coke or whatever. You hold it, and then as you toss it from this hand to this hand, you just, and you catch it over here, it is now changed into a McFlurry. It's shorter, it's changed colors, it now has the McFlurry design. It's really cool, it's really creative, but it does use some delicate materials, and it is something that you just need to be careful with, and you will have to construct this yourself. You also will have to go out and buy the actual McFlurry cups and the Coke, or the soft drink cups from Burger King, so you don't get that supplied with this, but you do get the material that actually makes the trick work. You get that included, but the actual props are not included. The build time for McFlurry is probably going to be about 15-20 minutes, and the angles are 180, so you need to keep your audience in front of you. They cannot see behind you when you're doing this effect, and the cup itself is not examinable to answer some questions that you may have about it. Next, we move on to Zoom. This is where the full-size card changes to the smaller card size, and you reveal it to your spectators, whatever, put it in your wallet, whatever you like to do with it. It's a very visual change. I do like it a lot. I think it's really cool, and for someone who loves gimmicks like me, I love this. Now, the small card is included, and the materials that make it work are included, but you do have to supply your own deck of cards, and that is going to be a red riderback design bicycle, obviously, that comes with this, because that's what most things come with. It's standard, I believe so. I feel like you can pretty much say that's standard, right? You agree? Okay, glad we're on the same page. Now, once you get that and you have to build that gimmick, the gimmick uses some delicate materials, and you may have to rebuild it over time if you're using this a lot. So the material that they include in this is probably not enough if you're going to be performing this a lot, but if you're into gimmick building, you definitely have this material lying around on your desk somewhere. Another thing I wanted to mention about Zoom is that there is some slight lighting restrictions, a little bit. You just need to, it's not really a restriction, it's more just a be careful and make sure that you're performing this, holding the deck the right way, the light is coming in at the right way, you're not flashing anything, stuff like that. Now, another thing is, and I might have mentioned this earlier, but I just want to make sure you know, this is a gimmick that you have to build. It's probably going to take you about 15 to 20 minutes to build this gimmick. One last thing about Zoom, the angles for it are great. They are 360 degrees. You could do this because the car is just on top of the deck, and people can be all the way around the deck looking at it. That is really cool, and I do like that aspect of it. Next up is Flash Money. Flash Money is the effect where you have a receipt and you turn it into money. Now, what's going to happen here is it's very visual, which I do love about this, but the actual prop itself is a gimmick and it's not examinable, so your spectators can't handle this immediately, and you do have to supply your own money for this and your own receipt. Julio does supply some materials, which, like I said, pretty much uses what the other things are using as far as that goes inside of this, but I will feel like you'll need more if you're performing all of these pretty frequently. Now, with that said, how are your angles? You need to keep your audience in front of you for this, and the build time is about 15 to 20 minutes. Next up, let's talk about toothpaste. Toothpaste is a very visual appearance of toothpaste on your toothbrush. You do have to supply your own toothbrush, but Julio supplies everything else in the packaging that you need to make the actual toothpaste appear. Now, I will say, this is not examinable. The toothpaste that you're making appear is obviously not real. And another thing, you do need to keep your audience in front of you for this, and it's a pretty simple gimmick, so it won't take you that long to build. But now this isn't really a big deal, but it's just something that I think they would have caught in packaging, like when they're actually doing like the production and stuff. It says toothpaste. I don't know if that's like a Spanish thing, and maybe they got it mixed up with English. I have no idea. But it does say tooth, and you think that they would catch that on number 4. You think that they would catch tooth instead of tooth. Finally, we have Share the Candy. This is where you have a pack of Skittles and you visually wave your hand over it and it turns into 2 smaller packs of Skittles that you can then, rip open and your spectators can eat the Skittles if they would like to. Now, I do like that they can actually eat the Skittles. I think it's really visual. I mean, all of these tricks are visual. They're great for social media. Now, you have to supply your own Skittles, so you have to go out and buy those, but Julio does supply you everything that you need besides the actual Skittles for the effect. So you will have to go out and buy those. Just trying to make sure you know about everything you have to buy for this effect, or these effects. The build time for Share the Candy is about 15 minutes, and you will need to keep your audience in front of you when you're doing this effect. Are there any negatives about the Everyday Magic Kit? Unfortunately, yes, there are. Now, Julio, I love Julio. I think that he puts out some insanely clever stuff. I love gimmick magic, and Julio loves gimmicks. And so when he actually did a live with Lunsford episode recently that I will be posting soon. So you'll be seeing that if it's not already posted, then it definitely will be posted soon. And I got to talk to him about his love for gimmicks and about how he creates magic and stuff like that. And we both love making gimmicks, obviously. If you've watched my videos, you know I love making gimmicks. Now, what I will say is that with that said, I have to be as equally critical of Julio as I would anyone else, even though we have this love for gimmicks. And that is, of this product, there were some flaws. And one of them is just minor, like the misspelling on the packaging. It's fine, it doesn't really bother me that much, but it's just something that you think they would have caught. Another thing is, there is a lot of stuff you have to buy to perform these effects for this to be $35. I think this should be a lot cheaper for the stuff. The amount of stuff that you get inside this package does not really correlate to $35 in my opinion. Now, if it came with everything that you needed to perform these effects, I'd pay more than $35 for it. If it came with every single one of them built, I'd pay more than $35 for that. So I think this really had some potential with being better than it was, or being released kind of a different way. I don't know. There's something that could have been done about this that could have been different, because I love the effects in here. Don't get me wrong. They're really cool. They're really visual. And I'll go ahead and talk about that. The positives, I love these effects. Like, I do love, for social media, these effects are great. They're going to look really cool. They're really visual, and I love that about them. But unfortunately, we do have to address all of the negatives. And another one is just really the angles and making, like, it's kind of some false advertising, because they say you could perform this in real life, and while you could, I would not perform this in real life that much, just because you are restricted a lot to certain angles and lighting and sound and noise and stuff like that. Because if you're aware of the material that's being used in most of this stuff, there will be a little bit of some noise when you're doing some of the actual actions of the gimmick changing to the other gimmick, or whatever, changing colors, whatever it is. And I will read something real quick that is in the ad copy. And it actually says, let me find it real quick. It was on the Vanishing Ink page, and it's in like the question, the Q&A part of it. And the ad copy says, now this is not Vanishing Ink, this is the ad copy on Vanishing Ink's page. It says, each Everyday Magic Kit comes with everything you need to start performing right away. No, I can't agree with that because, I mean, I've had to name the stuff you have to buy. You have to buy condoms, you have to buy Burger King cups, a McFlurry, you have to buy Skittles, you have to buy like a toothbrush if you don't have one, which you're not going to be using the one you currently use because you're going to gimmick it. So you have to buy a toothbrush and just all sorts of things like that. You have to supply your own money and receipt and all that kinds of good stuff. So I think that is very inaccurate to say that it comes ready to go right away and you can start performing. I just don't think that's true. Another thing is someone actually asked on the Vanishing Ink website, they said, does it come with gimmicks or do you need to make them? And Vanishing Ink responded, as noted in the description, each everyday magic kit comes with everything you need to start performing right away. And that is just not true. And this is not me knocking Julio or Vanishing Ink, really. I mean, I guess it kind of is me knocking the ad copy that, you know, Julio or whoever created this ad copy for him should have done a better job in making it more honest, because all of it's honest. Like, I love that they put social media in the title and in the description. Like, they are letting you know this is mainly for social media magic, right? But I don't think they should throw in the thing about, oh, and it includes everything you need that you can start performing right away. And then Vanishing Ink shouldn't echo that. Even though it's in the ad copy, I feel like that's kind of also on the magic company to kind of, you know, learn your products. I know there's so many of them, but it's just, maybe they can't do it because there is so many. And the magic market has so many products, and Vanishing Ink carries so many products, and all other magic companies carry a lot of products. But I would love to see them actually answer that question accurately. I just don't think that's an accurate answer, and I don't think that should be in the ad copy. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about ad copies and being honest, and goodbye. That is it. I'm going to quit rambling about it now. Let's move on to something else. What's this retail as? Well, it's currently retailed as $35 US, and is that a fair price? I talked about this earlier, and unfortunately I don't think that's a fair price. For all the stuff you have to buy, that's quite pricey. It's a bit pricey for what it is, and I think it should be more like maybe $25. I feel like knocking $10 off, because I know Julio has to get his cut, right? When you're doing things through a distributor and a wholesaler and all the kinds of stuff, right? I mean, if you're into creating magic, you're probably not in it for the money, if we're being honest, right? Because magic creators, while there are a few that make a living strictly off of magic, that is probably, you know, it is the minority. That's the minority of creators that make a full-time living off of magic, right? And actually creating magic. Now, like I'm saying, I get it. I get that Julio needs his fair share, because these are some really cool effects, right? Like, these are visual. These are things that I would perform, and I will be performing on my social media account, right? I love the effects. I just feel like they should have been cheaper for the stuff you have to buy and the time you have to put into making, because, I mean, you're looking at a total time of like an hour of like making gimmicks, you know? So it's just going to take a lot of time, and I think it should have been cheaper, knowing that you have to do all that stuff and buy all that stuff. And I'm going to talk about the rating for it as well, so it should be cheaper. And I'm going to give it a 7.9 out of 10. The reason I'm not going to dock it any lower is because the effects are great. The effects are awesome for social media, and that's what it's advertised as, and I really appreciated that. I just wish they hadn't have thrown in the thing of, oh, it comes ready to go out of the box, and, you know, you can't perform these in person, because you can perform most of them in person, but I wouldn't really, because there's more restrictions you got to worry about. Not saying that you couldn't, just saying I wouldn't personally perform most of these in person. And so that's why it's getting that score. Very visual, but there is some things you need to know about having to buy extra stuff, ad copies, and all sorts of things like that, which is why it is getting the scores that it does. And there you have it. That is why I think what I think about Everyday Magic Kit. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you got something out of this video and you learned a little bit. Sorry I rambled and ranted at times. I really do apologize for that. I just, you know, wanted to make sure that you know what you're getting and there's no hidden things or anything like that. And if you do decide that you do want to pick this up because you're really into visual magic and you want to make more out of your social media, then absolutely I recommend it. The link for it is in the description if you'd like to check out more information or go purchase it because you feel that it's for you. Absolutely go ahead and do that if you would like to. But if you would like to check out another link in the description after that, you can check out my Instagram at TylerLunsarMagic. There I post all sorts of behind the scenes, sneak peeks, Q&As, all sorts of stuff. And I just posted something on there about an announcement that's happening in December. So you really should just, you know, keep an eye out on the Instagram because stuff gets announced on there and it's nice. It's nice to be in the know, right? But thank you so much for being here, really, and thank you to Abstract Effects for sending me this product so I could do this review for people out there. Now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Hopefully I'll see you in another episode that I post of something. Maybe it's a review, magician news, interview, anything. We do all sorts of stuff here, right? We're a channel that is branching out into many different forms of magician entertainment. I'll see you next time. See ya. But there goes my script.